All right, it's August 29th, 2025. We're looking at a property. This is a large 711 unit, $75 million asking price multifamily property. I wanted to go through this property really quick, and this will be a fast video, maybe like 5 to 10 minutes, and show you how on a property that's this big, that has this complex of a P&L and rent rolls that have hundreds of line items on them, how we're able to just through knowing where to look first, go through and make a determination on this whether or not this is a property you want to pursue within a very short amount of time. I've gone out and deleted addresses and things like that out of this just so I could release it right away. This is an active deal that people that I do business with are working. So I don't want to. I'm not throwing shade at them or anything like that, and I don't want to like step on their feet on this deal. I just want to show you really quickly what we were able to find in a really small amount of time. So they're asking 75 million. They're saying they probably take 70. Um, the NOI is 5.272 million is what they're stating, and they're saying that's a 6.9% cap rate. These are just some of the notes that I got when they emailed this over to me. They, interestingly enough, they had a buyer at 61, offer $61 million apparently, and they turned it down. That's gonna be really, something we should check out later, and I'll go into more detail on that in a minute, which we'll see. So I got over a lot of stuff. I got these T12s. There's 3 different properties, so there's 3 of these, and then they got the rent rolls. So one of the first things I did on each one is I just came in here and made sure that this total rent number seemed like it was pretty close to these T12 numbers. I'm just trying to make sure that whatever I'm seeing on the rent roll is pretty close. These are a month ahead, so these are June rent rolls, and these are May T12s. So it looks like this 291,000 though, if I look across the board here, that's pretty well in line with what they're getting on a monthly basis. On a property that's got 700 plus units, you're going to see fluctuations on a monthly basis, people move in and out. So I did that on each of the properties. I won't go through all that right now. We'll just move over into the T12s, but I wanted to let you know that that is one of the things that I'm looking at right away, is verifying that the rent rolls and the T12s kind of match up, which if I look at the next one, they seem to be, let's see, they seem to be pretty close. And so I'll close all these out. We don't really need them right now. And the next thing I want to do is just look at all these different T12s. So how did I figure out that this property may not be worth $75 million or what they're saying very quickly? So the first thing I did, came in here and went all the way down to their net operating income on these properties. And so if you look at their NOI, which is line 255, they're generating 1.67 million a month. So all I did was really simple. I took the NOI for each property, and I just added them up. So this property is 1.355, and the next property is 1.305. Put them all over here in the spreadsheet real quick. And totaled it up. 4.36 million versus what they told me, which was 5.2 million, right? So pretty big difference, like $850,000 difference in the NOI that they're showing. And when I do, when I run that against a $75 million purchase price, it's going to have a major impact on the cap rate, right? So cap 4.3 million and a cap rate 4.3 million CNOI. We're going to divide that the asking price, and the cap rate is 5.81% compared to 6.9. So basically an entire point off the cap rate just by adding that up. So from there, really simple, I sent this back over and I said, hey guys, what's going on here? What am I missing? we're $1 million almost off on the NOI. That's a problem. And so I was able to just come in here really quickly, figure out the NOI's off, it doesn't add up to what I'm being told, doesn't add up to what they're asking, immediately shoot that back. And I don't have to waste hours trying to find out, if this is a good deal or not. I just found out in 5 minutes that I don't have enough information for this to be a good deal. Now, what's interesting is that they said they have an offer at $61 million. And we take that amount and we run it against the when we take this amount and we divide it by 0.07, right? We're getting that $62 million. So at an actual 7 cap, which is what they're asking on this is coming in close to the price that they were offered. But somebody is basically offering them just slightly above a 7 cap on this property, which is what they're asking, and that's what somebody's already offered them. And it's realistically what I would be coming back in probably asking them as well. It's like, you want a 7 cap? Great. Here's your NOI. This is what you gave me. Here's a 7 cap. They've already rejected that. Maybe they should have taken that deal. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're trying to pull shade over somebody. Maybe they don't understand exactly what the seller maybe doesn't understand what their actual NOI is. This happens more often than you think, even on big deals where you have very good accounting and you have all this data. You would think that they would really know what's going on. More often than not, people are, they're lazy and they don't know what the actual deal is and what the NOI numbers are. Now, they may come back and say, oh, yeah, we're missing maybe a whole property. I don't know. But until we see more information, this is a simple one for us to be done in 5-10 minutes and kick this back over to the seller and the people who brought this to me and let them figure it out. And if they bring me back some more information, great, we'll analyze that. Until then, I don't have to think about this anymore. And I didn't just waste hours and hours throwing this all into spreadsheets and etc. just to find the same exact information I just found in 5 minutes. So this is just a short video showing how you can analyze a property of this size very quickly and kind of make some gut decisions without having to really bog yourself down in the minutia of doing full financial analysis on something that quite frankly doesn't deserve it in the first place, and you would waste a bunch of time.